Oh my god. I am not looking forward to this upcoming week, to be honest. Monday through Friday is going to be hell for me. And that is simply due to the fact that at work this upcoming week, I am going to have to be doing overtime. I've never done overtime ever in my work life at any job I've had. I've only had two, but this one specifically, I've never had overtime done before. And anytime it was brought up to me, I kind of really never took it because anytime someone asked me, they always ask like if I wanted to do like overnight, and it's just like, no, like I don't think so. I don't think I would want to do that at all. So, yeah, I just kind of never really took it. But this past week, like this past like Wednesday or Thursday, these two coworkers of mine, who I believe I've talked about before on the channel, at least one time each. The Hispanic mother and son, they were just like, hey, we're doing overtime, Matt. Do you want to do overtime work with us like next week? Cause like the shift after us is going to only have like 3 people next week, and they're gonna need people. So the place needs for people to kind of stay overtime for next week, and so they kind of asked like another person prior to this if they wanted to do overtime with them, but the guy said he was not gonna have a ride. So then they went to me, and I was like hesitant about it a little bit because like it's the summertime, right? So, you know, with that being said, you know, it's a warehouse that I work in, and it's like any other time of the year, like winter, fall, springtime, which kind of just feels like summer to an extent, I would have said yes, right? Because of the heat in warehouses. I don't know, for those who have worked in warehouses before, if you know what I'm going to be talking about, but for those who haven't, you know, warehouses suck in the summertime because a lot of the time the heat is way too dreadful, and the fans in there kind of like when you stand in front of a fan in like a warehouse, it doesn't feel like it does anything after a while. You kind of have to like go back and forth with like standing in front of a fan for like a minute, and then it starts to feel like just humid air that's being blown on you, and then you have to go back to work, and then when you go back in front of the fan, it feels nice for like a minute or two afterwards. So fans just do not do their job sometimes in warehouses. But after a day of thinking, I was just like, maybe I'll do it. And then I told my mother, and she's like, yeah, you should totally do it. Like, over time, it's just really beneficial, and you know, it'll just be, you know, worth it, and just have something for it to do. And especially considering the fact that, you know, as we recording this, it's the 4th of July, so I don't have to really worry about this like for the next few days. But in 4 days, it's gonna be the 1-year anniversary of my best friend Guppy, who is Rabbit, of him dying, passing away last year, and the 1-year anniversary is gonna be the 8th next week. So next Tuesday, you know, it's gonna be really brutal. For sure. For Tuesday, that specific reason. So yeah, that's another aspect. But obviously, considering the fact that I'll probably just having to be like paying attention to my job, I mean, obviously it'll kind of help out a little bit, but at the same time, like I just know I'm gonna be wrapped up in my thoughts Tuesday and Monday as well, specifically. So yeah. But yeah, so Thursday, which was yesterday, I went back into work, and I went up to my one of my supervisors, and I was like, "Hey, I thought about it. I know you probably know about it as well, because what name did I give the older brother? Alan, and his mother, Camilla. I'll just call her Camilla. They went up to me and asked me like if I want to do this, and I was just like, I'll think about it. But now I'm telling you, I'll do it. So yeah, I'll do it. And then he was just like, okay, good. So yeah, wow, that fucking sucks. This game sucks sometimes. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just in general, I'm just not gonna be looking forward to it all that much because the heat and just the hours that I'm gonna be working next week is just going to be insane. For those who don't know, I have a regular 9 to 5 type job. I go in at 7, I get out at 3 from Monday to Friday, but this upcoming week is going to be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So 12 hours every workday. That's gonna be 60 hours, and I know those of you who have worked are just gonna be like, bro, get used to it, buddy. Like, I've done so much hours every single week in the past. It's just like, okay, good for you, cool. Like, awesome, proud of you. Good job, good boy. But, like, this is just my first time doing overtime, right? I kind of had this, like, feeling way back, like a couple years ago when I had my first job. And I had, like, my first 5-hour shift and I had my first 8-hour shift as well. It's just, when I haven't done anything before and, like, in the workforce, right? It can be a little overwhelming, but I guarantee you, like, even though I'm still not entirely used to 8-hour shifts that much, a little bit, but even though, like, I am a little more used to them, right, I'm not used to 12-hour shifts at all, so it's just one of those things where if I were to do them a lot of the time, then I know it'll be good, but this is just my first 12-hour shifts, you know, so cut me some slack, because I know there's going to be people out there who possibly will watch this video and will be like, bro, like, 12 hours is nothing, okay? I work day in and day out at the ball stopping factory, 16 hours a day with one shift, okay? Like, you consider yourself lucky, okay? It's just like, okay, bro. I don't know. That's just the way that people are all the time online, so yeah, I just know that I might get someone who watches this video being like that, probably, because, you know, online people, internet people are just assholes like that for no reason. But, you know, so 60 hours next week. I know the paycheck's gonna be worth it, okay? I know from the overtime alone, I don't know if, like, the hours are gonna translate into, like, how much I make, like, regularly, or if I'm going to earn, like, a little bit more per hour, alongside the overtime hours, you know? I don't know exactly what it's like, because I haven't done overtime ever. I've just heard that, like, overtime might insinuate that per hour you might get a little more money per hour, and it's incredibly worth it. Like, anytime I've talked to overtime about, like, anytime I've talked to anybody about overtime, they're always just like, oh man, it's so worth it. Like, the more you do it, like, the more money you're gonna make, like, so much more money, and it's like very enticing. But obviously, like, man, having to stand for like nearly 12 hours straight, like 10 hours at least each day, non-stop, and just being like not home, not in the comfort and safety of my own house, just like with co-workers randomly, and just all that jazz. Like, yeah, that's life, I know, but just listen, this is my channel, it's my YouTube channel, these are my thoughts, this is what I'm thinking. So I know I have to put this disclaimer out there, because like I said, people are just fucking assholes, so, like, I don't know, like, just people are so fucking annoying, and it just will fucking call you like a little bitch for voicing your opinions on stuff or just what you're thinking about something sometimes, so I feel the need to just kind of talk about that. But anyways, I don't know, yeah. I just, you know, I am a little nervous to an extent. But also I am a little excited as well. Because mostly for the paycheck, but just to see what it's like, because at work you don't really realize it, but you get like a second rush even when you're tired, and then when you get home, like, it instantly caves in of how tired you are. So I just know that next week is gonna be me fighting for my life, like, after the 6-hour mark, and getting home and instantly needing to sleep, and I know that's gonna be my life for like 5 days, and anytime I do overtime, whenever. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I just felt the need to talk about this because, you know, I've been wanting to do more videos on this channel, and I don't get the ability to kind of do videos freely all the time because I live with my family, my parents, so I usually get, you know, no privacy at all, and I prefer privacy. So yeah, I figured I'd do it now since I do have that privacy. So yeah, that's gonna do it. If you enjoyed, and you even have like a little, like, if you see this for Monday, because this will probably be uploaded tomorrow the 5th, so if you have any like suggestions, let me know. Even though I know the biggest thing I can do is just simply fight for my life and just not think about it, and the day will be quicker. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Bye bye.